Hey guys, today we're playing with a deck I like to call Temur Cascade Ramp, which is fun. It's my take on a Cascade deck, which you see a lot in Modern, where you play a 3-cost Cascade card, and Cascade says when you play the spell, remove cards off the top of your library from the game until you remove a non-land card that costs less. You may play it without paying its mana cost, put the remove cards on the bottom in a random order. Now, normally you'd do this with a Crashing Footfalls or a Living End, such as cards with Suspend, where you can only cast them for Suspend because they don't have a mana cost. But technically, because of that, their mana cost is 0, so you can hit them with Cascade. And yeah, we only run cards, except for this, you only run cards with mana cost 3 or greater. So each time you Cascade, you're guaranteed to hit your Suspend card. And now Soul Talisman, it was what we use in this deck. A bit different from what you normally see. It has Suspend 3 for 1. Yeah, so you shouldn't normally be able to get it out 4th turn, which is stuff you normally see. But it says add 2, so it's basically just a Soul Ring where you suspend it instead of play it. But whenever you cast a Cascade spell, you get a free Soul Ring. Anyone who uses Soul Ring knows how powerful that is. And yeah, it can get really out of hand with that. So for Cascade cards, we use Shardless Agent, probably the most famous one. It's a 2/2 for 3 with Cascade. And we also use Violent Outburst, which I talked about earlier. And we also use Bloodbraid Elf, because it's normally going to cascade into a 3-cost Cascade card, which is going to get you a Soul Ring, so I find it useful in the deck. And then we also use Sculpting Skill. It doesn't have Cascade. It enters as a copy of any artifact on the field, so you can just copy your Soul Talisman, and yeah, it's a Soul Ring for 3. Yeah, and one thing that's fun that you can do with Cascade, it is technically, this is a 4 mana cost because it's this plus this, and yeah, so technically it's cost 4, but you can play it for 2, and it deals 4 damage to our creature, which can help you not get too far behind in the first 2 turns, because you can play that second turn on their thing. And yeah, for some hits we have in the deck, cards you'd want to play with the stuff we get from Cascading. We have Ugin the Spirit Dragon, probably one of the best ramp cards and the best known. It's a legendary colorless planeswalker for 8. It enters with 7 loyalty, and it has +2. It deals 3 damage to any target. So you can just get rid of something your opponent has on the field every turn. -X, exile each permanent with converted mana cost X or less, that's 1 or more colors. One fun thing you can do with it is because every colored permanent in the deck costs 3 or more, you can just do it for 2 and get rid of all their Tarmogoyfs, all their Dothy Voidwalkers, their Swift Spears, Goblin Guides, all that stuff. And -10, you gain 7 life, draw 7 cards, and then put up to 7 permanent cards from your hand onto the battlefield. I don't think I need to explain why that's so broken. We also have Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger, which is like the go-to Eldrazi ramp card. It's a 10/10 for 10. When you cast it, you exile up to 2 target permanents, which you can get rid of 2 threats, which is what I normally do with it. But sometimes, if they're playing Amulet Titan, you can get rid of their 2 Valakuts, and then when they do, they normally just concede right there, because the deck doesn't really function that well without them. And then, as a bit of a weirder ramp card, I use Gadwick the Wizened. It's a 3/3 for 3 blue and X. When it enters the battlefield, draw X cards. And when you cast a blue spell, tap target non-land permanent an opponent controls. So yeah, you can basically just channel like 8 mana into this and then draw 8 cards, which is a good draw engine for the deck. And for lands, we run 2 breeding pools. It taps for a green or a blue, and when it enters the battlefield, you may pay 2 life. If you don't, it enters tapped. And then we run 1 forest, 1 island. And then we also have 4 misty rainforests. You can pay 1 life and sack it to go get a forest or island, put it on the battlefield, then shuffle. And we have a mountain, because it's Temur, you need a mountain. Scalding Tarn, pay 1 life, sacrifice it, search your library for an island or a mountain card, and put it on the battlefield, then shuffle. It's 2 steam vents. When it enters the battlefield, you may pay 2 life. If you don't, it enters tapped. 1 stomping ground. When it enters, you may pay 2 life. If you don't, it enters to tapped. Same thing, basically. And 4 Urza's Sagas, because while they tap for a colorless, you can get out constructs which go up the more soul rings you have. And then once it gets to 3, you can go get a soul ring out of your deck. So it's another way to get them out through that. And then Wooded Foothills, you can pay 1 life and sack it to go get a mountain or forest card, put it on the battlefield, then shuffle your library, another fetch land. And yeah, that's it. In total, the deck should come to about $914. And yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.